you're crying, and I know you're crying because you don't want to go to prison. And you're just like, I was just across the street. But as I said, in Texas, if you're with a group of people and you all are burglarizing vehicles and somebody pulls a gun, it's just like you pulled the gun, whether or not you pulled the gun, because y'all are working together.
And are you Zachary Guerrero? If you could unmute for me, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Guerrero, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution to Tamara Alvarado, Tamera, and Patricia Santos. There's to be no contact with Adan, Adan, or Tamara Alvarado, Patricia Santos, of Stephon, Stephon Brown. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
And also, as a part of the agreement, there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, and the state is taking in consideration 2021 CR 8812B. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Guerrero?
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, and the MRT. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
Yes, the state offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any
No
objections?
objection. No
Court will
objection.
find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes,
Are
Your
you
Honor.
proceeding with sentencing?
We'll waive that. I have a motion for return of property, Your Honor, that I like for the court to consider it. I already served Mr. Sanders.
Okay, the first question though, are you asking to proceed with sentencing?
Yeah, I mentioned yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, Your Honor, this was a difficult case for the state and for us, for the defense. There was a confrontation among neighbors, and that confrontation led to both sides shooting each other. There is another party to this offense that has also been arrested, and I understand to be the other person that participated in the confrontation. So it is unclear who started the fight or who started the shooting. And given the uncertainty of the situation, my client decided to take the offer of the state, given that it was a very reasonable offer, and he believes that he can follow the terms of the probation.
How old are you, Mr. Guerrero?
I'm 21.
How far did you go in school?
I graduated high school.
So what are you doing with your life?
As of right now,
Yes.
I want to go to like barber school. I always wanted to like be a barber.
Okay, not what you want to do. What are you
Oh.
currently doing? How are you supporting yourself?
Well, I've been trying to get a job, but since the monitor, I haven't been able to.
Did you have a job before the monitor?
Yes,
And what were you doing?
I was window tinting at my sister's ex-boyfriend's shop.
All right, and I guess your wife is absentee.
Yes,
Do you have any children?
yes, I have a 5-month-old. 5-month baby.
Child Protective Services involved?
No,
All right, and I see that Stephon Brown is an acquaintance of absentee. What is Stephon Brown relationship to any of you?
just a friend.
Well, you know that you're not to have any more contact with him.
Yes, I haven't talked to him in forever since that happened.
All right, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Positive,
For what?
marijuana,
And what else?
and that's it.
And what would your wife be positive for?
Nothing.
So why are you using marijuana if no one else in your household uses marijuana?
I don't know, honestly.
Here's the thing, it's time for you to grow up. You got a 5-month-old.
Yes, I understand.
And I can
that.
tell you right now, the 5-month-old does not need to be smelling marijuana. And if you're using marijuana, whether you're using it inside the house or outside the house, you smell like marijuana. And that affects your child. Do you want your child's brain functions to be slowed down when they go to school because his dad can't stop using marijuana?
No, Your Honor.
So you had better straighten up.
Yes, I plan to.
Judge, if I may, I would like for the court to order the removal of the GPS, given that my client has complied with.
I don't know if I'm going to order GPS, removal of GPS. I'm having a conversation with your client to see what type of person he is. Because the only thing I know about him so far is that he's getting in a shootout in a neighborhood where I'm sure people are trying to relax and enjoy life, and they can't because we have 20-year-olds who are getting in shootouts like it's Dodge, like it's the what is it, the Clantons in the Earps. Doc Holliday, where is Doc Holliday? That's what they're acting like. And I'm sure nice people were enjoying their life, having a little pleasure. Can you imagine if you're at your house, you're just sitting down, relaxing, Brenna, with your children, maybe eating dinner at the kitchen table, and all of a sudden you're hearing gunshots and it's your neighbors acting like it's a shootout, like we're living in the Wild West. At least if you knew I'm living in Wild West, shootout could occur at any time, you'd be prepared. I'm sure people were ducking in their bathtubs. And if some little child would end up getting shot by some stray bullet, then we would have had a bunch of 20-year-olds in here boohooing and crying on the news about, I didn't mean to. When I put that right up there, when you have to tell people during 4th, why are you firing weapons in the air? I mean, at some point, those bullets have to come down. So that's where we are, Mr. Guerrero.
Your Honor, is not so much that he's wearing that GPS. It is the fact that it can get quite costly, and my client still is trying to find a job. He has a newborn that he needs to.
I understand what you're saying, Mr. Leal. Right now, I'm giving your client a lecture, so hopefully he won't do this silly thing again, because I don't know if his parents ever gave him this lecture. And I see all the tattoos on his hands. What are the tattoos that he spent money for, unless he got it done in somebody's garage, that he spent money for instead of buying milk and supplies for the baby? So what are those tattoos on your fingers? May I see them, please?
Loyalty.
Loyalty to who?
It says loyalty, our values, everything.
No. There's loyalty and something else on there. What does it all say? And what does it really
loyalty,
mean?
out, values, everything.
And I'm sure that doesn't end, because that's not a complete sentence. So what's on the other hand?
I don't have nothing. Those were only my tattoos.
Brenda, what does that even mean?
It's like it's from like a rap song or whatever.
What rap song?
It's from Kodak. I don't
So
know.
just listening to that wasn't enough. You had to write it down. And let me just tell you, I don't know if it's true or not, but the rumor is a lot of rappers are not even writing their own lyrics. Somebody else is writing it, and they're just saying it.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, some of them.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. 4 years deferred adjudication, affirmative finding of deadly weapon, taking consideration 2021 CR 812B, restitution and no contact with Tamara Alvarado, Patricia Santos. There's to be no contact with Stephon Brown and Aiden Alvarado. The MRT program is a program to tell you you need to do what's right. You need to follow the rules. Don't go shooting up the neighborhood.
Yes, Your Honor.
You know, when it's time for trash to be taken out on Wednesday or Thursday, or when it's taken out for you, take the trash out. When the trash man runs, bring it back in. That's what the MRT is just telling people, would you please follow the rules of society so everyone can live peacefully, so that people can eat their dinner without having to worry that there's going to be a shootout. I'm sure people who bought their homes never thought you'd be moving in and engaging in a shootout. So the MRT, 150 hours of community service restitution, the court will waive 40 of those if you provide proof of a COVID vaccination that includes the booster. Court is not forcing anyone to get the vaccination, but if you do, you'll have those hours waived. I'm going to want parenting classes. If you complete those parenting classes, I'll waive your community service hours, but no matter what, you will complete parenting classes. You're going to either do a trade school or do something towards seeking a higher level of education. And I'll tell you, I know you were on here, but I'll tell you what I tell everybody else. There's no shame in whatever job you want to do, but it needs to be a legal job. And whatever job that is, you need to be the best at it you can be. So if you want to be a landscaper, be the best landscaper. If you want to bag groceries, guess what? We need people to bag groceries. We need people to dig ditches. We need people to work in service industries. We need doctors. We need lawyers. We need judges. We need everything. Pick one, be the best at it. You made your life a little bit difficult because any occupation that requires a license requires a background check, and they're going to see this on it. I'm not saying that's going to disqualify you, but it's going to make it difficult for you to get your license as a barber. So
Yes,
I want trades.
I understand.
All right. So I want trade school or some sort of higher level of education. We're going to do the UA hotline. And Rebecca, I'm going to want him tested for levels. We're going to do GPS tracking, waive fees, and we're going to give you a curfew. Your curfew is going to be 7:30 p.m. I'm going to want random field visits 3 times per month. If he does well, we'll see about lowering that. There's to be regular Zoom reporting or in person. So if something happens, you can't report by Zoom, you'll need to report in person. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
Sorry, Judge, the proof of employment?
Thank you. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Mr. Guerrero, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, with that, we'll go off the record. Mr. Guerrero, so many people could have ended up being killed in this Dodge shootout y'all were having at high noon.
That now.
And you know what? You could easily be charged with murder or something else.
Yes.
You understand? So
Yes, I
you're gonna have to
understand.
start flying right, make your child proud of you, and be happy to say that you're dad. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Mr. Leon, Mr. Guerrero, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 2. Probation is going to go over conditions with you, okay?
Is calling 2021 CR 8111B, State of Texas versus Zachary Noel Guerrero. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Daniel Escobar for the state.
defense?
Tim Molina for Mr. Guerrero.
And are you Zachary Noel Guerrero?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Zachary Noel Guerrero who's placed on deferred adjudication and cause number 2021 CR 8111B for the offense for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on January 18th, 2022 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 19th day of August 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Zachary Noel Guerrero, committed the offense of aggravated robbery in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
Your Honor, state waives all their violations.
All right, any objection?
No.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court will find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, the proposed agreement is 7 years PDC on 2021 CR 8111B. The state is going to take into consideration cause number 2023 CR 10419A.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you asking me to follow this agreement, Mr. Guerrero?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
So does anybody want to tell me what the aggravated robbery is about?
I can summarize it, Your Honor.
Yes.
My client, or a lady went to her truck or a Kia, I keep saying a truck, but it's a Kia. To go somewhere, and in the driveway, when she got to the driveway, there was 2 individuals in her car, not my client. There was an individual she noticed across the street, which was my client. When she approached the car, the co-defendant Lamas was in the driver's side, and he had broken the column, and he had rummaged through and had some stuff collected. There was a man, Ray Barfield, I believe, in the passenger seat, who evidently had a gun in his lap. And when she approached the car, I believe her statement is that he pointed it at her. I was more concentrated on her, but that's where the aggravated part comes in. Those 2 ran from the car. My client is walking near a Dairy Queen a little bit later with the guy that was in the driver's seat. And when the police contact them, all the stolen items from the car are just like on the floor, like on the sidewalk, right? The person with the gun is away. They are able to ultimately identify the person with the gun with the aid and assistance of my client and the other co-defendant, and do not defend the case too. All the lay witnesses accounts would be that my client was across the street in a lookout capacity. And that this was I guess the incident of the homeowner walking out and walking into her car being burglarized, and that the kid in the passenger seat, and then pulled into the weapon and exposed the fire.
Well, you were given a chance for education. I mean, you're where you are now because of your actions and nobody else's. I've had plenty of clients before where they just been the lookout, and guess what it turns into? Capital murder charge. In Texas, if you're just a lookout for somebody and they kill somebody, guess what? It's just like you killed them as well. Doesn't matter if you have the gun or not. If you're with somebody and you all decide to go rob a gas station, and if they go into that gas station, they kill somebody, it's just like you were in the gas station killing somebody as well. It's sort of like they're your agent and you're responsible for their actions. So You had a chance on probation. And what time did this happen?
I don't know. It was night.
It was
I
nighttime?
don't know that. It was early enough to where the homeowner was going to go run an errand or something, but I don't know.
So had the street lights come on, because I gave him a curfew. And obviously you didn't follow the curfew, because guess what? If you would have been
Not
where you
the,
were supposed to be, this wouldn't have happened. Now you're going to prison. And how old are you?
23.
You're 23. You're crying. And I know you're crying. You're crying, and I know you're crying because you don't want to go to prison. And you're just like, I was just across the street. But as I said, in Texas, if you're with a group of people and you all are burglarizing vehicles and somebody pulls a gun, it's just like you pulled the gun, whether or not you pulled a gun, because y'all are working together. You understand? Nobody wants to go to prison. You had a chance not to go to prison and turn your life around. I gave you deferred adjudication, tried to help you by tightening up your schedule a little bit, by putting you on a curfew, and you still find these people to hang out with who mean you no good and mean society no good. I don't understand why young people are breaking into vehicles. Now you got to ask yourself, is stealing a car worth 7 years of your life? Breaking into somebody's house and getting caught, was that really worth 7 years of your life? All of these crimes that people are committing, they need to be asking themselves, how much of my life would I be willing to give away to commit this crime for just some foolishness, for a vehicle that's going to end up being destroyed because the column is broken, instead of just doing what's right? I tell people all the time, life, yeah, it can be hard because things happen to good people sometimes. But 9 times out of 10 in your situation, if you would have just followed the rules, guess what? You would not be in the situation that you're in now. And then you come to this court, I give you deferred adjudication to get your life together. You wouldn't be in this situation where you are now. That aggravated robbery case, the range of punishment on that is 5 to 99 years of life in prison. You understand?
Yeah.
So I know 7 years is hard. And let me just tell you, prison life is hard, because when you go to prison, much like the Bexar County Jail, sometimes people just won't leave you alone and let you do your time in peace. Always got to watch over your back. But you could have been in the free world. So now what's going to end up happening? I'm going to follow the agreement and I'm going to sentence you to 7 years. But let me just tell you something. Do not become institutionalized, because people who go to prison, you know what they say? I will never be in this situation again. I'm gonna be the child that my mom wants me to be. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna act right. And then you know what ends up happening? They get out, time when they smell free air, and get to their house. There's a celebration. You're home. Everything's going fine. I would say about 80% of the people, they stay on the right track for about 20 days. Then their old friends start coming around, and then they're right back before another judge with another offense. If you continue the way that you're continuing, you're going to find yourself living at the prison, and you're going to be the oldest person in the prison. In Texas, they have repeater status. And if you come back, you'll be coming back as a repeater. And that bumps up whatever felon you have, it bumps it up punishment range. And then if you go back to prison and come back, you're going to be a habitual. And for some felonies, your minimum is going to be 25 years to start with. And you're going to look up and you're going to be at the prison and you're going to realize you're like 50, 60 at the prison. You understand?
Yes.
All right. This is what the court will do. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. The court will grant the motion, find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Adan, A-D-A-N, or Tamara Alvarado, Patricia Santos, Stephon, Stephon Brown. And who's the complainant in the other case?
Judge, I.
All right. Oh, you know what? I may have it in the indictment.
She is listed on.
Judge, the victim's name is Samantha Rios.
All right, and Samantha Rios. And I'm gonna order restitution to Samantha Rios. Is there any objection from either side?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there's restitution, if any, to Samantha Rios and cause number 2023 CR 10419A.
Would that be joint several with this, co-defendants?
We can say jointly and severally liable. Who are the co-defendants?
It's gonna be,
Okay, who?
Damien, Damien, Lamas,
Okay,
Ray Barfield,
is that BARE?
just BARFI.
All right, jointly and several liable with Damian Yamas, Ray Barfield, and there's to be no contact with Damian Yamas and Ray Barfield. Although you may end up having contact with them at the prison, it will just be a matter of where they place you. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing from the state.
No, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. You better change your life. Otherwise, it's not gonna end well for you. Either you're gonna end up in prison, or either you're gonna try to break into somebody else's vehicle and they're gonna end up shooting you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And this is an application. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Jason Guerrero, Your Honor.
defense?
Charles Bunt, Mr. Brown.
Are you Mr. Brown?
Yes, great.
Mr. Brown, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a child under 15?
Yes.
That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge, you have.
Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine probated. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution, if any, to the city of San Antonio. There's going to be a referral to felony drug court. If you're not accepted into felony drug court, then there will be other considerations for inpatient treatment. Do you understand that to be a part of the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, this is to run concurrent with 2021 CR 8111A. Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense,
Yes, Judge.
state,
It is.
outside the agreement, state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, ignition interlock for the full term, and 1 year Texas driver's license suspension. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
All right, state, any
Yes, Your Honor.
evidence?
State exhibit number 1 with office attachment.
Any objection?
objection.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We believe he's worthy. He would definitely benefit from the drug court referral, and we're thankful that the court recommended it. And we ask that the court follow the plea bargain and refer him to drug court.
All right, this is what the court will do.
Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. There is to be a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted in a felony drug court probation, I'm going to want him brought back to the 187th for us to determine what treatment would be appropriate for him. We're going to do a TAP evaluation. And both the TAP and felony drug court will be out of custody. Counsel, there's graduation coming up in felony drug court, so you probably should call them to see about putting him on the list.
Yes, Judge.
This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 8111A. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. Do you have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
I have five.
What are their ages?
2 7-year-olds, 2 6-year-olds, and 1 14-month-old.
Oh, are these twins?
Excuse me?
Are they twins?
No. Just born around the same time.
Oh, okay.
Three
not
are,
gonna-
3 are biological, and then 2 that I have are non, but I still take care of them and call
Okay.
them as my own.
I'm not going to delve into anything that will get you in trouble with people, so. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There is to be ignition interlock, full term, 1 year driver's license suspension, DWI education, and the Victim Impact Panel Live, field visits until in felony drug court or in treatment. And there'll be 90 sober meetings in 90 days.
May I be heard briefly?
Yes.
He has an affidavit of non-driving on file. He has the portable device that he's been on since the arrest. So
Okay.
if the court would deem that appropriate in lieu of the ignition interlock.
In lieu of ignition interlock, do the portable device upon presentation of an affidavit of non-driving.
That's already in the court's file.
Okay. All right, just make sure probation has it.
Thank you.
All right. Are we still proceeding with the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and the motion to revoke, or you're withdrawing it?
Well, Judge, we discussed it, but I didn't know the sentencing today. We're going to proceed on it, Your Honor, with the new number 1.
All right, court is calling 2021 CR 111A, State of Texas versus Stephon Brown. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Charles Pond.
And again, you're Mr. Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Stephon Brown who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 8111A for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on April 14, 2023 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, violated condition number 1 on or about the 29th day of December 2023 in Bear County, Texas. This defendant, Stephon T. Brown, committed the offense of driving while intoxicated in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'll waive the remaining violated conditions. Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. It's to deny the motion, to continue the individual on this deferred, and to have him referred to a felony drug court with acceptance there. If not, be brought back to the court in front of you, Judge.
All right, is that the
Yes,
agreement?
Judge.
And this is to run concurrent. What was the previous cause number?
2024 CR 3258, Your Honor. I'm sorry, 3758.
All right, the court will deny the motion and alter amend conditions to include a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted in felony drug court, then he'll be brought back to the 187th District Court for further treatment options. And again, as previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. This will be run concurrent with 2024 CR 3758.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
is there anything else? All
Nothing
right,
further.
off the record. Here's the thing. You're looking at up to 20 years prison.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
have all these children that you need to take care of. I understand when people have drug or alcohol problem, that's when you're supposed to pick up the phone and talk to probation.
Yes,
Then you won't be here.
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna need to get you a sponsor for somebody that's there 24/7, where you can pick up the phone and call them. You're not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on probation, and that's for the full length of probation. That's not some rule I made up. That's what the legislature has decided. So you can't drink alcohol on probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.